Hello and welcome to my very first broadcast on Hangouts. My name is Matty Harkin. I teach software engineering, and today we'll look at the concept of using programming languages, in this case Java. We're looking at just now is my desktop on the computer, and in the top left hand side I'm using something called NetBeans, and NetBeans is a free download. Type into Google NetBeans and it'll pop up. I'll start NetBeans. It takes a few minutes to appear. And as NetBeans loading up, what we'll do today is we'll look at how to make a very, very simple Java program. And from that point on, obviously, as I make more of these, we'll make it more complex, make it do more things as well. I've opened up a number of tabs. First thing I'll do is I'll probably go to Google and see what pops up there. My computer's very slow. First time I've tried this, so soon found out, some students are contacting me. Let's get that out just now. And on Google here, there's a few things you can do. If you type in Java on its own, you come up with obvious things. Java.com download. This is a place where you can download some things to do with Java. Java itself, if you're not too sure, is basically a programming language that works through the internet, so you can use it on your browser, and it also works standalone. It also works on your mobile devices as well. And based on the advert from Java, there's over 3 billion downloads, which is quite a lot. Now you notice when I type in Java here, further down, it says Java tutorials point. I find this website to be a really good place to go to, so I'll go there just now. Again, we'll wait for my computer to choose to load up the page, and as we watch the little spinning circle, we get there. So here we are, and I would suggest that anyone who's doing any sort of programming find a really good website with interesting tutorials in order to learn programming. So tutorial point, there's lots of languages, but right now we're looking at Java. So you want to do other languages, web development as well, just go here as well. This is a good place to start from. If you don't like reading a lot, another place to go obviously would be YouTube. And again, you look at some sort of videos. So here's YouTube here, type in Java. Let's see what pops up. There we go. Learn Java in 30 minutes. Well, that's not really true, is it? It'll take weeks, if not months, to learn the basics. If you have a program in mind, and that means a logical mind, you may do better than others. If you have a very creative mind, you may also do better than people with logical minds, because it takes a lot of creativity to create a program. They don't just appear out of thin air. You have to actually think about it and make decisions, and all these decisions you make affect what you create. So here we are at this simple web page. There's lots of options down the left-hand side, as you expect, and all these different things are all about using Java. I'll click on basic syntax and see what pops up. And while it's loading up basic syntax, I'll jump back to NetBeans. Here we are, NetBeans. There are other environments. I use this one just now. There's one called Eclipse, which is quite popular, but we'll stick with NetBeans to make it simple. File new, all the usual icons there too. I like to use the menus because I'm old school, so file new, project. And by default it says Java application. There are other things you can use, not bothered. Hit next. This is where you name your Java application, and we'll call it simple program. Use the capital P here because I like to capitalize certain words, and in programming terms it's a good idea to make lowercase and capitalization an important feature in your programs. And then we create the project and we'll wait and we'll wait. So I'll jump back to basic syntax. Scrolling down here. There. First program Java. Let's have a look at this. It says public class my first Java program, and then, and I'll use words you might not like, curly brackets. There's a curly bracket here that's opened. There's a curly bracket at the very end is closed. And then further down, if I look along, I'll find another curly bracket open and another curly bracket close. Now, these curly brackets are important. They're like placeholders. Imagine, for example, you are in your house, right? You could call these first set of curly brackets home, right? There's the beginning of your home, and there's the end of your home, and inside all this, this is what's inside your house or your home. Further down, these other curly brackets match up with each other because there's one there and there's one there. And this, if you want to use a real world example, could be a room. Okay, we use these curly brackets to enclose information in programming. I'm going to jump back now. Guess where to? Here we are, NetBeans. Now, NetBeans has done a few things for us. They've placed these grey looking pieces of text in. These are called comments. In this case, this comment starts with a /* and ends with */. So these are the comments. Within the comment, I can type anything I want. So hello me, if you want, or haha, makes no difference. These will be ignored by Java. They're there for human beings to take note of things. For example, I could put in Matty Harkin, like simple program. Yep, nothing wrong with that. These are ignored. Look at it just now. NetBeans uses a light shade of grey. So this is the start of a comment, the end of a comment, and comments are ignored by Java. They're useful for human beings because you can then say within your program what you're doing or what you're thinking of doing, and it won't affect the program. There's lots of comments given, so I'm going to delete the ones I don't want. I don't want that one. I don't want that one. And I really don't want this one either. I hate that one. So make that go away. So I've got a comment at the very top. Another way of doing a comment is to use 2 /. And this means anything on this line at this point becomes a comment. So if I type in Matty was here, you now see that's a comment. If I decide to put it somewhere else, it's this part that's a comment, not the left-hand side, right-hand side. I can put the comment there if I wanted to, so I'll take it out, cut, and I'll paste it, and the comment's been moved there. You notice this piece stays the same color that it was originally. This is part of the program. This is part of the code. This piece here is the comment, right? So comments don't matter too much, but they're very useful when you want to describe what you're doing, especially if someone else has to look at your program to work out what's going on. Now, by default, using NetBeans, because I said I wanted to make a new project, it's created something called a package. Now, imagine a package that's delivered to your house. Within that package, maybe the things you want to, I don't know, use, right? So in this case, I've got a package called Simple Program, and it's there, and it contains things I might want to use, right? So don't worry when it says package yet. You have multiple packages, but right now ours is called Simple Program. By default, Java makes something called a class, and I'll jump back to tutorial point. Bang, we're here, and look what's happened. Their Simple Program says public class my first Java program with no spaces. We have public class simple program with no spaces. So by default, something called a class is created. Now we won't explain what a class is yet. We shouldn't. Some people will say, well, why are you not going to explain a class? I'll tell you why. If we overcomplicate programming, the basics won't be understood. Okay? Now, if I spend the next 10, 20, 30 minutes discussing what a class is and what you can use it for, and all this other nonsense, it'll be really complicated later on to understand what I'm doing because you've took all that and you want to understand the next piece. So we'll do it in little splits, little pieces. And right now, this line's important, and it's called Simple Program. This first curly bracket, as I highlight it, even click near it, goes yellow in NetBeans, and that identifies that this thing called a class starts here and ends here, right? Let's look at what they have on the website. There's the curly bracket starting, and there's the curly bracket ending. What I like to do is put a comment / forward like that for a comment, and I'm going to type in words like end simple program class. The reason why I do this is because I want to remember what that curly bracket represents. And now it looks pointless at the moment, but this program could be very big, hundreds of lines, thousands of lines. So I'm using this / to explain that's what this piece does. Every program has this area here with the word main in it. Lots of writing again, public, static, void, main. Open curved brackets, and look when I click in the curved bracket, it highlights this one here. String, square brackets, args, and then curly bracket. This line again is very important, and it's created for us automatically by the Java programming language, and it's called main. And this is where your program really starts. Any commands you want to use tend to operate from this point onwards. So let's see where this main starts. Clicking curly bracket, there you go. There's where it starts, there's where it ends. So I'll now do this, / end main. That reminds me that's the end of this main section, right? So remember, anything within main, so I'll make some spaces, boom, 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 boom. Anything within this section here is where my program will be created. Now let's jump back to tutorial point. Here we go, back again. They've got a comment, look, / star, */ So that's a comment being ignored. Down here, they have that line, public static void main string, blah, 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 args, blah, 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 curly bracket. And there's the closed curly bracket here. So that line inside there is part of the program, right? And they've went for the classic option of using the words hello world. It's a programming, how can I describe this? Every program they've ever seen tends to start like this. People like the words hello world to explain the fact they've done something. In this case, this one will send information to an area called the console, right? It's very much like a very text-based and boring screen. And if you use this command called system.out.println, this means something, right? So I'll type one in my program. I won't use the same stuff, something similar though. I'm going to use indentation with the tab key, look all the way back. I could type here. I'm not going to do that. That's a mad idea. In programming terms, indentation is important. That means tabbing to the right. I'm going to indent and put my first line in here, not in line with where it says public and where it says end main, but one step in. System dot. I'm going to press dot out. Look what happens. I'll start to type. There's lots of things I can use. So this system thing must be important. Okay. System means using the inbuilt tools of the computer system. So I'm going to say system.out, and that means I want to send something out of the program to somewhere. Dot. Now these are options for print. Say P, R, INT, print, L, N. That means send information to this area called the console, and then take a new line. LN means new line. If I do that, it doesn't take a new line. So LN takes a new line. I like to take new lines after I send information to the screen. In order to send information to the screen, I must use an open curved bracket, and NetBeans automatically places a closed curved bracket and a semicolon. These curved brackets are where parameters appear. A parameter is something that will be used by some of the commands within the programming language. This set of commands here, system.out.println, this called a function and lets us send information to the console or the screen. Anything within these curved brackets will be sent to that console or screen. In order to send simple text, use double quotes, so above number 2, double quote, and of course, we've seen an example, hello world. Again, jump back, click, hello world. I like that one much. So I'll go up there and I'll just say something like, Matty is here using Hangouts. And if it's all working, you might actually hear what I'm saying. I'm not sure if it's working yet. It's my first attempt. The semicolon at the end of this line means this one command is completed. So if you take the semicolon out, you will receive an error, and in NetBeans it goes very red, right? So make sure the semicolon's in, that's the dot and the comma next to each other, and that's a simple program done. I'll remove the extra lines, and now that I've done this, I'll select save, bang, it saves it. It will save it automatically eventually. You're best to remember to save regularly. And this button here is basically the build or the run button, and this means let me test out my program. I'll press that button there, and if you watch down this side at the bottom, let's wait, and let's weird, and let's weird, and let's weird. It's taking ages because my computer's so slow. Down here it's still working away, and eventually, aha, amazing, it appears. And now it says Matty is here using Hangouts, which is exactly the same phrase up here. So this simple program goes to the console or the horrible rubbish computer screen, and it says this. Obviously, it's not very graphical, and that'll be in our next section. Thank you very much, and I'll now try and attempt to switch off Hangouts.